Hey guys, Adam from Weber Outfitters, and we are at the Barnett booth talking about the Barnett Raptors and some upgrades that they've come out with this year. As you know, if you've been in the shop, we are huge fans of the Barnett Raptor. It's a crossbow for the working man. It's not overpriced. It performs. They just a phenomenal concept, and we are super stoked to hear what you guys have done this year because you've taken something that was great and made it just even better. So tell us a little bit more about that and what we got going on this year.
Weber Sports has been great partner, and yeah, really, we took the best and made it better, right? So the Hyper Raptor was a hugely successful launch in 2023, and for 2024, we made it even better. We've teamed up with the Buck Commander crew, so this is a Hyper Raptor VCX Buck Commander crossbow, and yeah, it's got plenty of upgrades as well. You know, we listened to the consumer,
Absolutely,
and we made some slight little small tweaks. Really, that it just made this a little bit better, right? So again, the Hyper Raptor was strong, and you know, this one's going to be even stronger when you think about it. So a couple of the subtle little things we did to make this slightly better, right? Took a little bit of weight out of it. There's a little bit more machining in the cams there. So we've taken a little weight out of the crossbows, coming in at 6.9 pounds. The halo, we've increased the size of the halo just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just to get a little bit of extra clearance. You know, when you're loading it, and that's the one thing I'm sure you know, is that with those Hyperflight arrows, you can use the moon knocks, but with the Hyperflight, which is what it ships with, you got to make sure that that knock engages a string. You've got to hear the click and feel that audible click. So with that little bit of extra clearance was a nice little addition there. We've also changed the rope hold. So the rope hold, new innovative rope hold. Everybody who saw it over the past year, you know, they've stepped back and gone,
right?
Oh my God,
right?
Haven't we think
it just made sense.
For the CCD buttstock, you can slide on. You can see here we actually have this little groove.
Gotcha.
One thing that, you know, sometimes, you know, we had to remind customers was like, hey, when you're using the CCD, even though you've got that crank and all, you still need to use the groove, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So if somebody wants to have the CCD buttstock on here and have both, well, you've got the rope hold, but then the CCD actually, the cord can work through that groove with the little catch there. So slight little things, right? A little bit of noise coming out of the flip down pistol grip.
Sure.
We've actually inserted a little piece of rubber into the mechanism, so you can hear there.
Nice.
You can barely hear that, right, as it flips out. So you see a little rubber plug just to finish off the logo. We haven't decided yet. There's orange on a couple of them and black. So we're kind of kicking the tires a little bit here. Just, hey, like a little color, do you know?
Right.
Yeah, so the upgrades here, right? Fully camo. We teamed up with Vail, so this is their black pack contrast camo pattern. So camo limbs, camo stock. You know, in line with the Buck Commander brand DNA. We've done the orange anodized on the halo and on the trigger guard there, so add a little color. And then really, this is going to launch with 3 different optic options. First option is a speed dial precision reticle scope.
Sure.
Right? You dial that sucker in at 20, you tweak it, and you're good in those 10-yard increments. That's going to retail for $6.99. So base Hyper Raptor $5.99, several $100 speed dial scope. You know, if purchased separately, should take it up several $100, but we've made this a value play, so it's a $100 upgrade.
That's awesome.
$6.99 for that one.
And it's a great upgrade too. You know, just that speed dial is just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 2 to 7 by 36, so it's a really nice scope.
Awesome.
And then from there, we've got 2 very exciting packages. We've got the speed dial precision reticle laser range finding scope. It's a $600 retail. So again, packaged up here, we added value. This crossbow here with the laser rangefinder, speed dial precision reticle scope retails for $9.99.
Oh, that's awesome. So rangefinder scope, the whole thing, $9.99.
Absolutely.
That's that's awesome.
And I forgot to mention, another upgrade, one of the other big upgrades is the speed. So
there you go. Yeah.
The Hyper Raptor VCX is a 425.
Beautiful.
So again, you're still getting that tight 7 inches cocked axle to axle, 32.5 in length, and 425 feet per second.
Right.
With those small diameter Hyperflight arrows.
It's screaming. It's screaming, and it's going to hit hard. That's awesome.
That's absolutely devastating. And then the third model, you're going to grab it from Mr. Barnett himself. And you grab the third model. Here's the third model right here.
All right, there we go.
So this is the most exciting right here. So this is the new prime time Cycloptics buck off scope. So we're launching the new buck off line of optics today.
Very cool.
With prime time vision, right? So it's that first 30 minutes of daylight, legal shooting hours. It's that last 20, 30 minutes of daylight, last shooting hours. You know, you're pulling up your binos, and it doesn't matter what glass you have. You gather a little bit more light, but sometimes it's hard to tell. Is that the buck I'm out here? Is that my target buck? What have you, right? So primetime vision, it enhances that last light, and it turns night into day again.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you have your eyes are getting a little older and you need that extra help seeing that light. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
This buck ops, primetime scope, retails for $5.99 as well. But this packaged up is $9.99. So it's a $200 savings to throw that on there.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely encourage us to walk over.
Yeah, we're going to go shoot it here in a second, right?
Check out the prime time. But yeah, to turn night back into day, and to ultimately be able to ethically make sure
Absolutely.
you know, the animal that you're about to harvest, it's what you were out there for. You know, you're getting eyes on it. Sometimes, like that last 15 minutes of shooting light, if I'm out there to harvest a doe, sometimes I'm a little skeptical. If I'm hunting a property that has a couple little guys running around,
yeah, absolutely,
tucked behind ear.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well, we're gonna head to the range and shoot this. We're gonna have some video of that as well here in a few minutes. But thanks so much for the time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening to the consumer.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of brands out there that aren't, and we appreciate Barnett being one that does. And we're super excited about 2024 and just the awesome upgrades. It's going to be a great year.
We can't wait to start shipping these.
I cannot wait.
The upgrade we made here was we went back to our traditional quick detach quiver design. Now the angle of it and everything is set, you know, for the Hyper Raptor. It actually snugs that quiver up really
nice,
just up underneath to keep it nice and compact. And it's just a quick detach, right? So you've got our premium 3-arrow quiver, which, by the way, has a spot specifically designed by David Barnett for the evacs.
Nice.
Not a lot of people know that.
Right
in there, and it's just a quick detach, right? The quick button, quick detach. You're good to go there. Attaches either to the right or left side of that Picatinny rail. Yeah.
And this package is shipping with the quiver, 3 bolts.
Yes.
And are the bolts are lighted?
No,
Knox?
the bolts are the regular.
Okay, got it. Wasn't sure. You sell a lighted bolt.
Yeah,
got it.
Powered by Luminoc.
There we go.
You know what? Honestly, it took a couple years for us to come to market with our lighted knock.
Right.
So much energy in this crossbow, it's hard to keep them together. And Luminoc came up with the perfect lighted knock for these crossbows. And honestly, they're by far what we have found. They're the most durable and they're the brightest by far. So yeah, we do sell the lighted knock separately.
I noticed this is a Trigger Tech trigger.
It is.
And I run all Trigger Techs. Like I love Trigger Tech. And so this is probably one of the best triggers on a crossbow on the market. Those guys are amazing.
When you're trying to shoot that grip with a crossbow, it's just breaking off. They're nice and crisp. Sits around 3 pounds. It's crisp. Yeah, and if you notice, there's a couple other crossbow manufacturers in the building here today at the ATA show that actually added Trigger Tech to it.
Really? They learned something, didn't they? Awesome.
And you know what? Those crossbow manufacturers make great crossbows.
Absolutely.
And they've now got a great trigger, even better trigger in several of them. So yeah, it's a great trigger.
No, that's awesome. We're going to shoot it and see how she rolls. Look at that. Boy, she's fast. She is fast. Raptor BCK from Barnett Crossbows. Awesome upgrades this year. Gonna have them in the shop. 31 Farm Lane, Hawk Point, Missouri, Weber Outfitters. Bringing you all the good stuff. Come see us, check one out, take a Barnett home when you come by.